Okay, the young man named Logan got a hold of us and was curious about the size of a horse roping with a slick horn is what I'm guessing is what he wants to know about, if you need a really big horse. Well, the answer is you do not need a really big horse. I've roped a lot of cows on a 14-hand horse, and that's kind of one of the reasons why you rope on a slick horn is so you can slide rope. And what you got to know is that sliding rope means as you put pressure on the rope, you let it slide through your hand. Okay? When you're going forward, you simply rope a cow and you keep going with the cow in a straight line. This is the difference between dead stopping, jerking a cow down, whatever you want to call it. When I rope a cow, I just keep going with her, and then I start to slow my horse down, and as she's running, I just let some rope slide. And you'll see it come through my hand. Now my hand's always on this side of the horn. If you end up on this side of the horn, you're going to cut your fingers off. Everybody's scared of dallying. Well, if you don't learn to dally, then there's not much point in roping. So, with a cow roped, I can do 2 dallies is about the right for me. And then I might go 100 yards before I actually stop her. Okay, so you got a 14-hand horse and you just keep going along with her. Slow your horse down a little bit. Slide a little rope through your hand while you're slowing your horse down. And she'll start going and going, then she'll start to slow down and finally stop. And there's 2 theories here you got to understand. There's a lot of guys that rope tied off hard. There's a lot of guys that rope with the rubber on their saddle horn. Okay? It's all good. It depends on what you want to do. My own personal opinion is that if I had a little horse and I kept stopping cattle tied off hard, I don't want to be jerking my horse. Okay? And you can watch a good hand that's tied off hard. He doesn't do that. He knows how to handle his rope. So now you got rubber on the horn. When you dally, if you slide as much rope as I do on rubber, it turns the entire rope black because the rubber goes right into the rope. And you ruin your rope. Okay? Also, there's a lot more drag on rubber. That's the whole point why they put it on. They don't want drag. They want it to stay solid. So it's 3 different schools, and there's nothing wrong with any one of them. It's just what you get, choose what you want to do. Personally, I like sliding rope because it's easier on my horse and my cattle, from my way of thinking. So one last time, something else to know, say I'm backing up. I'm dallying and sliding. You got to let the rope pull your hand to the horn. Now see the rope sliding through my hand? That's what you got to remember. Here's what people do wrong. They'll catch something and then they try to pull the critter to the horn to dally. And you see this. What you have to learn to do is let the rope slide through your hand. And while it's sliding, just simply dally. That's how it works. Now when I'm roping like horses or cattle, and I have something roped, I'll slide rope about this much, 1/2 inch, 1/4 inch, 1 inch. I'm always sliding a little bit of rope. And for me to turn, if I'm in the branding pen and I rope a calf and I need to turn and go to the fire, when I start to dally, I start to slide rope right now. That way my horse can be turning while the rope is sliding instead of me trying to pull dead weight around. Now if I've got to slide a lot of rope, I point my corals towards me and I just let it go. I face up, I slide rope, and then dally. So turning the forehand around, turning the hindquarter around. Get in a habit of sliding rope, and then your horse he won't be resenting roping. He'll be fine. It's easier on a colt for sure.
Yeah, can you reiterate about that? That you know, it's sometimes on smaller horses it's easier to ride away.
Yeah,
rather
like
than
if you
than back up.
hackamore colts and horses, like Deb said, a smaller horse, if you got one rope by 2 hind feet and you need to have it on the ground and you don't have a committee there to help you, just got one guy that's got it headed. Well, a lot of times it's easier on your horse if you just ride away instead of trying to back up to pull him down. And think about that in the branding pen, out in the pasture, everywhere. So what I'm getting at is you dally, and then as you turn, you slide the rope, then you dally again after your horse gets going. And once you've got it down, then you can walk that hind quarter around and finish dallying. It's like a clutch and a brake. You just keep, that's why we slide rope. It's so much easier on your horse. Instead of just being dallied hard and taking a hit at the rope like some idiot when they're pulling you out of the mud and they just hit the chain and break the chain. Just go easy. So I hope that answers the question. But if you can't slide rope, you can't make a bridle horse. Period. Thank you.